Alright, Carcass RC here. This is the turn summary video for January 1940 in the Global 36-45 game. There's a whole lot of craziness going on. I'm pointing at this side of the map, so we're going to start on the Japanese side. A lot of craziness happened on the other side as well, but we'll get to that last here. So Japan is kind of under siege here. Well, in China anyway. The CCP attacked Peking and Taiyuan, and they successfully took them both. And then the Japanese took an amphibious assault of these dudes out of here, and these guys overland from there. And they took the city back for 2, but they did not take the other place back, and that's kind of a bummer. The KMT are still surviving. That big stack that Japan had down here, it launched into there, and on round 2 it failed, and at the end of round 1 I made a mistake. The Japanese, or the KMT's AA gun shot down one plane, so I took off a seaplane, and then before I started rolling I took off another fighter, so that fighter didn't even get a chance to roll, and it was taken as a casualty, which should not have been the case. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put that fighter back on this place here, and I'm going to roll that fighter once against this stack of infantry just to make it fair. I don't think anything's going to happen, but whatever. After the fact, the Americans lend-leased this aircraft here. This is actually a classic fighter that I painted up and put a couple stripes on there so that I could tell it was the Flying Tigers. So that's got an attack and defense of 7, and it only cost them 5 to lend-lease it. And they bought militia with their whole $2 of income, and they collected $2 again. So I got that fighter up there. There was a commander, so I got bumped up to 7. I feel like an idiot doing this, but whatever. 4 hit. Okay, beautiful. So this fighter gets to go back down here and land there. And I'm going to take one dude off of that stack. And instead of a red 5 counter, I'm going to give him a 3 and a 1 for 4. Cool. I still would have backed off anyway because I had no land units left. Literally. Yeah, commanders are horrible to fight against, even when you got your own. So, yeah, all these land units actually from Henan and Zhejiang. These 2 land units are non-combat moves into there. So is this guy. He's off a transport from Tokyo. Yeah, so Japan kind of got their ass kicked. They lost $3 worth of stuff, took 2 back. The CCP's kind of on fire up there. And these Russian planes here, the 2 fighters and the tactical, are the reason. The only reason that the CCP is actually getting anything, and the only reason they're rolling with the CCP is they can roll forward at the same time that the CCP do, because they play on the same turn. All right. Yeah, so Japan doesn't have a lot of land units left. We got these, what is it? We got 6 infantry, 2 Marines. Make that 8 infantry, a motorized, 2 Marines, and then 2 more infantry over here. That's all they got left on the ground. That's alive. They might need a little bit more. In fact, they do need a little bit more. Might have been smart to wait one more turn and just non-combat move, say another 5 or 6 infantry in here. I would have been in good shape then. But, you know, you wanted to get something done. I wanted Japan to start getting into the real war, but they had to eliminate one of these 2 factions in the Chinese first. And so far that's been a no-go. No-go. Alright, so that's what happened there. The British were successful, since I'm here, on rolling the wartime, or sorry, the they improved shipyards so that the Australians could afford to buy a submarine and start a battle cruiser. Yeah, there we go. First one on the map there. These guys, they built a destroyer and a fighter. And that's all they've done. Well, now that we're on this half of the map here, we're going to start with Germany and follow the timeline. So, you'll notice that there's a few things that are different. Germany attacked Denmark, and they wiped out the torpedo boat destroyer that was in the water there. That was Danish controlled or Danish owned. As a result of attacking Denmark, Iceland, and Greenland, which were Danish colonies, are now aligned to Britain. Alright, there's that. Germany also attacked and successfully took over Switzerland and Yugoslavia. And then they, on place units, they aligned Bulgaria. They're saving Romania for last because Russia gets an extra D12 income roll for anything on its border that joins another faction, joins the Axis. So there's that. So yeah, Germany's going to collect $6 from this, but they're afraid that Russia's going to make too much money too fast. There you go. Germany also placed... Oh, they failed to kill the Yugoslavian torpedo boat destroyer with their fighter. So they lost a fighter in the first round. And then the German transport they got from Vichy ran away to here. And then it got chased by that torpedo boat destroyer to here. And then the rest is history. Germany placed a strategic rocket here in Picardia. They relocated all their troops here so that they didn't lose the rocket. And then this happened. The British landed and then gave this back to the French. And then the French bought a couple of militia just to make things annoying, which is very annoying. All right. See what else happened. Oh yeah, the French put a seaplane on combat air patrol there just outside of the Danish Straits, so the Germans aren't going to be able to sneak a sub out into the Atlantic. It's going to end up stopping at that as soon as it leaves. That's going to be a pain in the butt. Might have to deal with that somehow. So yeah, this Navy all came in there just to keep that transport alive, so aircraft or something didn't fly out there and kill it. All right. The British took their boats off, or their aircraft off of combat air patrol in the mid-Atlantic since there was no action going on with subs there. Maybe they can relocate them somewhere else. And oh yeah, the Russians just moved themselves back down to here from the Azores. Germany had a sub sitting down way over here, and a destroyer over there, and they ran away to here and there, which brought these British naval units down. And these British naval units came down with the light carrier to hunt that sub and protect this transport, so it could come down here to South Africa and scoop some guys up. This one was on. So what happened is there was no British Navy in the Med. That British Navy and the transport would not be able to get into the Med. The closest they could get is here, and then the battleship and transport to where the Russian Navy is. This stuff could have got into the Med on the next British turn if Italy did something crazy in the Med, but it was outside. This stuff here is 2 turns away from getting into the Med. This stuff here is 2 turns away from getting into the Med. So the only stuff that could have got into the Med is either this one destroyer or the battleship, 2 destroyers, and a cruiser. So Italy did the smartest thing it could think of if it was going to start war, and it blocked these out by taking Gibraltar. Unfortunately, the Italians got unlucky, and the British coastal gun took out two bombarding destroyers. But otherwise, the Italians had no losses, and they eliminated the fort, the gun, and the 3 units that were on the land there. They brought all this Air Force along, and that's as far as it could go, is back to that air base. And I have another correction here. I know I did a video last time in my last summary saying there was a correction, but the damn rules for convoy rating are so broken. I couldn't believe what I played last turn was real, and I wanted to find something in the answers in the book, and I was wrong. And yes, every escort gets to roll. The Advanced Anti-Submarine Warfare just gives you a roll when there's no escorts at 1 or 2. And they boost your escorts plus 1 or 2 or something like that. And money D6 rolls. Kind of like how a sub has its boost. So yeah, that the convoy rating rules are so fucked up that again, with only 1 destroyer on the line, I lost a sub and another sub, and I managed to keep 1 sub out of 2 out of 3 subs were eliminated by 1 freaking destroyer. I didn't even get a chance to shoot back. That's the part that drives me nuts. You can't even shoot back. I'm gonna have to house rule that. You know what I'm gonna do from now on in this game? I'm gonna try shooting back with the subs. See if that kind of changes things a bit. Because right now it's just, you convoy raid, you lose your units, and I didn't even make any money off of anybody. There was $8 available on this line, and I didn't even take a buck, and I lost 2 subs, a regular sub and a coastal sub. Like that's just, yeah, I might as well just throw my money in the garbage. Yeah, so that's what the Italians did. Spain here was successfully won by the fascist Franco there, on the nationalists under control of the Germans, beat out the Russian Republicans. So as per the rules, I'm supposed to remove these units, and then if somebody attacks into Spain, I'm supposed to give these units back to Germany. They become German aligned. However, to make it easier, I just put all the units into the city in the middle there, including the Navy units. Because as per the rules, if somebody attacks, I can take these units and place them as I wish. So we're just going to leave them there for now. All right. If you're wondering what happened there, which is excellent, that means we got some guaranteed points for the Axis. What else is going on here? Not too much. Not too much. Italians took out Tunis from the French. They took out Egypt. Oops, I'm flipping my things over here. They took Abyssinian troops came out, and they took out Nubia. The fighter from Abyssinia assisted in Egypt with the troops from Kufra. That was successful, and the fighter had to land somewhere, and it only had 2 moves, and I didn't own anything within range except for these 2 spots, so that's where I had to go. The French built a what do you call it? Colonial troop there too. So that's what all happened there. Yeah, I already went over Russia just backing off there so they could make use of their port bonus for the next move. Russia's not at war with the Italians, so the Gibraltar is not closed to them. Russia also came in here and they took out the infantry in Tehran. It potentially could have become German controlled if Germany, well, it was German controlled, and it could have become German aligned unit in the back end here if Russia let it stay alive, so just eliminated that. I'm not quite sure what Russia's going to do next. There's Iraq. That'd be a handy place. Maybe, yeah, Iraq. There's not really anything else around here that's neutral that they can take without declaring war on anybody. I forgot to put the British, the Netherlands turn on the board. So here, you want to see what it was? They moved these two ships 2 moves, and they collected their dollars. So they now have $3 in the bank. That's what the Dutch did. Yeah. America again tried rolling for all 4 of its tech it needs for that victory point at the end of the game there, and it failed again on all 4. So yeah, another $8 down the tubes. Yeah, I'm having a bad round, so you know. A little bit distracted. So Russia, I forgot to roll its income increase until the American turn at the very end of the game when I remembered to roll the Americans. So the Americans rolled a 3 and the Russians rolled an 11. All right, so as we sit here, let's start with tech first here. Start at the bottom. British got this one, so British and the Japanese have improved shipyards. Italy successfully got wartime economy. It's actually got $22 in the bank this turn to start the next turn. That's a handy thing for Italy. Nobody else got anywhere on this. Radars, I don't see it. They only have 3 planes, so I don't see that being useful. Strategic rockets, the Germans built one, but they haven't had a chance to fire it yet. Advanced subs, Russia's got it. Germany didn't get anywhere on it. Let's see, Germany did complete advanced mechs this turn, so that's handy. Germany could build some $4 mechs that attack at 4 and defend at 5. Pair 2 of them with a tank instead of 1 of them with a tank like regular mechs for a blitz. All right, so Italy beat down the British a little bit, so they're down to 22 from 24. The Americans went up $3 from 15 with their massive income increase roll of 3 out of 12. The Germans overall, they've gone up. Where was I? I was at 38, right? Or was it 39? Somewhere in there. Yeah, overall they've gone up $4 this turn, even though they lost. Well, they went up 6, but they lost 2 places in France. Overall, Japan went down 1, even though they lost 2 to 3 to CCP, and then took 2 back. Russia fluked out with that $11 income roll from 17 to 26. Italy was at 7. It declared war, so it jumped to 10, and then took $3 worth of places, so it's at 13. There you go. France jumped up thanks to the British taking 2 spots in France. So it's up to 7 now. Well, it was at 8, but Italy took a place from them. The Russians still only have 5 conquered territories worth money, or $5 worth of conquered territories. The CCP is up to 4 right now. I don't see them holding on to most of that, but we'll see. It all depends on what Japan's going to do, because Japan's kind of getting slapped around here from both sides, and it needs to either kill this one or kill this one. And right now it doesn't have a chance to kill that one, so maybe it can whittle this one down, or I don't know what it's going to do. It's got to do something. And the Dutch and the and Vichy have not changed. Yeah, I got to collect the Vichy money for Germany. I keep forgetting to do that. I did it last time. I was wondering why I had $2 lying around. Okay, Vichy money, $2. There you go, Germany. You might need that later. Especially with this crap going on. Oh yeah, another development. We had our first strategic bombing of the game. So from London, we launched a medium bomber at the airbase. That was fully successful, maxed out the damage at 5, survived the built-in AA, flew back home. Strategic bomber from here, fully successful on the minor factory here in Paris. However, we caused 5 damage, but then the AA shot down the plane, so we lost the strategic. the British lost a strategic bomber for $12, but it did cause $10 worth of damage to the Germans, as well as taking $2 worth of territory from them and allowing the French to build 2 militia here, which are going to just be annoying. So maybe that's a good thing in the long run. We'll see. And yeah, the Germans they built a whole pile of, well, they built 1 Marine and a whole pile of infantry just to start filling in the gaps here. So we'll see what happens next turn. And yeah, sorry guys, I did not mean to be so scatterbrained this round here, but I'm a little bit distracted. At a family funeral yesterday, and yeah, seems to be affecting me more than I thought it was. It's a little harder to concentrate than it is normally, and yeah, so I'm planning on getting my shit a little bit more together for my next turn, which will be July 1940, and hopefully we won't be having any more of these, oh yeah, I meant to combat move that, and oh yeah, I forgot to roll this, and yeah, I'm just having a hard time getting everything organized and making sure. I think I got it. I started playing the video, then I start rolling stuff, and then I realize, oh man, I forgot to do this. So normally I got my poop in a line a little bit better than I did today. So hopefully I can get back to my old standard. Or improve myself, which is always the goal. All right, so anyway, yeah, I'm doing all right, and thank you guys for watching the videos and your comments and all that stuff. And yeah, it's I'm doing fine. Just a little difficulty keeping my shit together today, but I'm back to normal. I think it's absorbed. Anyway, I will leave you guys here, and like I was saying, Ray Carcass will see you in July 1940 for the next turn.